Hello, my name is Alex Carney, and I figured I'd give this Astronaut Scholar Challenge a go. So I was an astronaut scholar in 2011 while I was an undergraduate in studying math at University of Michigan. Let's see, since then I started and just finished this past spring a PhD in math out at Berkeley, University of California. And now I'm in my first year of a postdoc as a visiting assistant professor at University of Rochester. So I'm here in upstate New York, doing research, teaching, all that good stuff. Teaching online now, due to current situations. So my research, I'm very much in the faraway realm of pure math, unapplied things. I do number theory, algebraic geometry, specifically arithmetic intersection theory and arithmetic dynamics. But rather than go into that, which would be a big, long technical talk, I wanted to talk about a different project that I'm pretty excited about too. So for about the past 8 years, I've been spending my summers in the Brazilian Pantanal, which is a giant remote wetland about in the middle of the South American continent. And I work with a very small nonprofit called the Juara Foundation, which I co-founded several years back. And our mission is basically we work in sustainable technology and in education, and generally work to kind of connect research scientists with the local communities so that the work that scientists do can actually benefit the environment and the people who live in it as well. In addition to that, I've been a musician for most of my life. I teach with a youth orchestra in Brazil as well. And starting a couple of years ago, we kind of realized a way we could actually combine these. So we did what any rational person would do, which was chuck a bunch of expensive instruments in the back of a truck and drive it 150 kilometers out a bumpy dirt road into the middle of nowhere. But we brought musicians with us, and so we actually had a really cool experience where we had musicians out in nature listening to things, learning how to understand music through the sounds they hear around them, as well as learning the ecology, the physics of the sound, all of the science that comes with those sounds, and then using this kind of as a massive inspiration to compose some things, to improvise. And we actually performed a concert out in nature, putting all of these ideas together with the sounds of nature happening at the very same time. So here's a quick clip of that. So the plan for this summer, currently on hold due to travel restrictions, but hopefully get back to it fairly soon, was to move in a more data-heavy direction with this, into a field called bioacoustics. So the idea is we place some recording devices. Here's actually my little toy here. It's a Raspberry Pi with a sound card and a little microphone. This cute little Wall-E-like thing. So the idea is we place several of these out in different areas in nature and have them just recording 24/7 and uploading this data so that we can analyze it and see what's happening. And basically in remote areas, it's really hard to get observations in some of these places. If you're just recording nature, you actually have a huge amount of data and really a wide range of things you can do with it in terms of analysis. It's also a very interesting analysis question in that you can come at it in a very data-heavy direction. So we'll be plugging some of this into machine learning audio classification algorithms, seeing what we can get out of that. But we'll also be coming at it from a musical perspective, so taking kind of musical ideas of complex rhythm analysis or pitch analysis and that sort of thing, and putting these two together to really learn what's going on there. Because it's also an interesting question it poses in terms of how do we actually get this data. It probably is unsurprising that the internet is not very good in these parts of the world. It's actually a relayed microwave line of sight connection through several stations to get out to where I work at. And so we'll be doing some stuff. Part of why we're using a Raspberry Pi here is because it can actually do some processing, some pre-processing of the data locally before we try and upload it, so that we can really get just the most important feature vectors out of this that we send up and then work with. So we'll be seeing how we can kind of manage this interesting scenario of very limited data bandwidth, but simultaneously tons of data and different interpretation techniques we're trying to get out of it. Then I've also been having some fun as a musician myself. So at home, stuck inside here, I've been playing around with some of these recording techniques that we'll hopefully put into practice and some of the analysis, and then have just been having some artistic fun layering some things myself. So I'll play the video with a Bartok duo that I put together at home. I want to say a big thank you to the Astronaut Scholarship Foundation, in addition to the direct support, just the inspirational community of all kinds of people doing really cool things, the astronauts I've gotten to meet, some of the events put on. It's been an incredible part of my life, and I can't wait till I'm able to get back and see all of you. So thank you so much.